When we first got the grant, I had a couple of ideas of what we could do, but one of the things that we hadn't done that is really, really important is to actually go and do the field work in the homeland, in Kanyen'kehá territory, in the Mohawk River Valley. We could not have done it without the grant. It really alleviated my worry that we weren't going to get the stories of some of these places, because we do lose people. We had a number of losses of the speakers in the communities in the meantime, which meant that we were just kind of watching a lot of that information just disappear. And they, have so much knowledge. And it was like, you know what, this needs to get done. That has to be the priority. We've had work with older speakers. We've had work with young, really young speakers, right? Like under 18. And we kind of wanted to do something with that really young adult generation. First, I asked one of the older speakers, I said, well, do you want to come with me? Because, I think this is really important. And he said, yeah, let's do that. And then there was a young man there, and he was just he was so interested in being with the speakers and learning about everything that they knew. And so he came as well. And that actually ended up being probably the best decision I could have made. And I say that because it wasn't just the documentation part, and it wasn't just kind of watching him sponge this knowledge. It was the fact that it showed me exactly what needs to happen in the future. We visited how many places? At least 28. It was, every day was really jam-packed. Where we went has been traveled for millennia by the Kanyen'kehá. And we needed to see that. We know they've been here. We know they've seen this because we have the place names that mark those things. This is one of the locations that is actually right on Lake Champlain. So this one is called Akwesasne, and it just means the really big rock. This is a place I've been trying to see for years. So we're on the shore here, and you can see the water on the left-hand side. But imagine being on the water and seeing that stick out. It's a peninsula. The whole thing is this giant rock. I think that was really valuable because it does change the way you think. It changes the way that you think about why you call something what you call it. In English, there's a place name called Kanyen'kehá. In Kanyen'kehá, it's Kanyen'kehá means to wash. So something is washing. Kanyen'kehá is just the cauldron, and it's a reference to, it's essentially a giant waterfall. And this has been an important place for a really long time because it was one of the original villages, but also because there's very recently been this resurgence where Tom Porter, who is from Akwesasne, has gone down and he's actually reclaimed a place in Kanyen'kehá where they are offering language, culture, being on the land. And so there's kind of, it does what place names do. It connects the past and the present. None of the kids know the history of our homeland. We only know the communities. We only know Akwesasne or Kahnawà. So we went down to the original Kahnawà. So we went down to this village, and in the 1950s, it was excavated. And every time that they found a post hole or they found where a post had been, they stuck a marker in the ground. And the entire village is outlined. You can see all of the longhouses. You can see how they were set up. You can see the palisades. Further down the slope of the hill is the spring where they used to get their water. So we sat by the spring over there for probably about 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours. And, we had discussions about the way things that were and the way things are now. And some of the things that have been lost on the way or are in the process of being lost, and kind of what we need to do about it. I'm still grateful that I could just be a part of that.
Yes, this grant, I think, means a great deal to me. It means a great deal, I know, to my friend Loren and to the young fella, Kanyen'kehá. This will spread. It's like ripples in a pond.
And I really, really hope that I'm able to facilitate other Kanyen'kehá being able to do something similar, if not the same thing. This is how we move forward. This is how we can do what the Turo said that we're supposed to do, which is go along the river of life in friendship and peace. This is a tool not only for the Kanyen'kehá, but I think that it's a starting point for some other people that don't necessarily know how to enter into that conversation.